my channel. So today I'm going to be reading Pelè Chapter 3. And also before I get to the video, I would also appreciate if you like and subscribe to my channel because we're nearly at 30 subscribers. Okay, let's get into the video. That's Chapter 6. No. Here it is. Chapter 3. A new start in Baru. The train station was crowded and noisy. As Edson looked around, he saw people everywhere. It was a hot, dusty day, and he could feel the sweat rolling down his back. They were on their way to Baru, where Don Dino would be starting a new job. Well, two jobs really, playing football and working in an office. His parents were standing next to the suitcases with the train tickets in their hands. 2 more minutes, Celeste called, gesturing that her son might have ideas about exploring. Stay close to us, Edson. Edson couldn't see much with a big crowd waiting on the platform, but he heard the train as it got nearer. Standing on tiptoes, he saw the steam from the train floating up towards the sky, and then there was a big enough gap for him to see through. The train was huge. Once it had slowed to a stop, Edson climbed the small steps with his parents, Zoka and Maria Lucia. Ready for our big adventure? Don Dino asked once they were all sitting down. Edson grinned and nodded. He was already loving it, and the train hadn't even left the station yet. He watched the towns and villages as the train chugged down slowly towards Baru. Every few minutes he had questions for his parents. What's that? How does that work? Where are we now? Celeste and Don Dino smiled as they watched their eldest son mesmerized by all the sights and sounds of the journey. This was going to be a big, scary challenge, but the new job meant more money for food, clothes, and a nice home. The opportunity was too good to turn down. Edson had tried to picture what Baru would be like, but it was impossible. He was only 4 years old, and he had only ever seen the streets close to the family's home in Tres Corazones, Sao, Lorenzo, and Lorena. When they finally arrived in Baru, Edson's first thought was that it was a land for giants. There were so many tall buildings, and he felt tiny looking up at them. And there were people everywhere. He almost got knocked off his feet twice while just walking down the platform, trying to take all the faces and places. They just walked. Edson clung onto his mum's hand until they reached a nearby hotel where they would be staying until they decided on a more permanent home. It had been a long day, and they were all looking forward to a good night's sleep. The first few months in Baru brought a mix of good news and bad news. But the office job fell through. Things weren't much more smoothly on the football pitch. Can I come with you? Edson asked excitedly one morning as Don Dino carried his plate to the sink. Whenever he was allowed, Edson loved to tag along for his dad's games or training sessions. Don Dino was playing for Baru Athletic Club, or BAC, and he had made a good start. As the team's new striker. It wasn't the top tier of Brazilian football, but it was a good standard, with nice stadiums and pitches that were carefully looked after. No one cheered louder than Edson as he watched every pass, tackle, and shot from the stands. Being a footballer seemed like the best job in the world. He seemed to be a lucky charm too. Baru kept winning, Don Dino kept scoring, and BAC was soon local cup champions. Edson wasn't the only Don Dino fan either. More and more often, BAC supporters would recognize Don Dino in the street and rush over to shake his hand, while Edson and Zoka giggled. Great goal on Saturday. Good luck at the weekend. Edson quickly became a regular in the BAC dressing room. At first, he was shy and didn't know what to say. But once he had spoken to his dad's teammates a few times, he felt like part of the team. He was soaked it all in. The football talk, the smells, the laughter, the energy. He saw how happy the players were after a win and how disappointed everyone looked after a loss. Edson didn't even mind that no one could remember his name. Instead, the players just called him Dondinho's son, high-fiving him and patting his head as he skipped and weaved around the dressing room. "Your son's got some moves, Dondinho," one of the players shouted as Edson tried a few kippy-uppies in the corner. "He'll be taking your place up front soon," added another. Edson learned a lot from watching those BAC games. He immediately noticed how quickly the players moved the ball up and down the pitch and the different techniques they used to control passes. But he saw more than that too. He could see who was in space and who was making a run. His brain took all the information and picked out the next move and one after that. He didn't realize it all the time, but it was one of the first signs that he had a special gift as a footballer. "Did you enjoy the game today?" Dondinho asked one night after he and Celeste had told the story to their 3 children. Edson nodded with a big smile. "Watching your game is always really fun," he said. "When I'm older, I want to be just like you." And the next chapter that I'll read tomorrow is chapter 4, Call Him Pelè. If you enjoyed me reading chapter 3 of Pelè, stay tuned for chapter 4, which I will do tomorrow, and I'll see you next time. Peace!